Okay, here is the long-awaited tutorial of how to make those momograms or nanograms, whatever you want to call them, that are on shirts and coffee mugs and all sorts of different things right now. It's so simple. I have one made right here already, and I'm going to try to somewhat recreate that one. And you start by drawing a circle. So you click your draw an ellipse, and to keep it a perfect round circle, you hold down the shift key, drag out, and yes, my lines are blue because I accidentally changed them to blue and didn't change them back to red, so I'm sorry. But yours probably will be red. Then I let go of the mouse key before I let go of the shift key, because if I don't, it's going to make it into an oval ellipse thing. Alright, so step 1, done. Draw the circle. Step 2 is type out the name that you want in the center of the circle. I want the word mom. Now I know it's going to be in the wrong font, so I'm going to change that font in just a second. That's my famous Magnolia Sky that I absolutely love. But for what we're doing right now, we're going to go with something simple like impact. And it'll just be easier for me to type that in, impact, and select. There we go. Now I'm going to move this word into my circle and stretch it so that it fills up some of the circle. Basically what I want it to do is overlap a little bit, just come outside of the circle a little bit. Now I want to adjust each letter, and to adjust each letter you have to select the word, so click on the word, then right click and click ungroup. And now you have 3 individual letters, and all you're going to do, seriously, is stretch them up until it's out of the circle. Stretch it down till it's out of the circle. Then do the same thing with the letter O. Well, select it and then drag it up and drag it down. Come over to your last letter. Drag it up. Drag it down so that all the parts are outside of the circle. And I'm just going to eyeball it and see what it might look like. I'm going to slide this closer into the O. And I'm going to do the same thing with this M. Well, I'm not really sliding, I'm actually stretching it in. I just wanted a little more of that M to show, and you'll see what I'm talking about in just a second. Because now your next step is to draw a box around or drag around and select everything. All the letters and the circle. Come up to your modify window up here and click crop, and that's when the magic starts to happen. What I want to do now is group these letters back together. So I'm going to click outside of that select box and click group. Then I want to fill them just because it looks better when they are filled. Fill them with a color. Now they're all one piece, so I can move this right here, and I want to draw another circle. Just like we did before, hold down the shift key and draw a circle. Oops, I let go of the shift key before I let go of the mouse, so I'm going to undo that and try again. Hold down the shift key, let go of the mouse button, and then let go of the shift key. Go back to the select tool and select your circle, and I just want it to be a slightly bit larger than that mom circle. And that looks fine to me. I'm going to select them both and align in the center. Looks fine. Next thing we want to do is type out a name. I only have 3 children, and because they won't fit all the way around the circle, I'm going to use first and middle names. So let's go to text. I'm just going to type. It's not going to look right now because I'm going to change the font. We select all of that by highlighting, and I'm changing the font to another one of my favorites. Let's see. I might change my mind just a minute to see what this looks like. I know. I'm a font-oholic, so I have like tons of fonts on this computer. Let me see what it looks like with this. Not too bad. I'm going to use this font and simply click on it and duplicate it. Click on it again to get that text box, editing text box. It's green. Highlight it and type in my next child's name, Luke Phillip. Hello, spell it right, Mom. And same thing, select and duplicate, and I'm going to slide it so I can actually read it. And type in Seth's name, Seth Christian. And I want to fill these with black, and black. Now, that curved text, I'm going to just move these out of the way and just slide them off. Super simple. Double click so that you have the editing box, and you see this little target looking thing. That little circle thing is what you want to drag down and touch to your circle. And then slide it along the path till you get it where you want it to be. Simple enough, huh? Now this one, remember you got to get that green box around it. Grab this and touch it to the circle. Slide it where you want it. And this one, editing box. Now let me show you this. This gets a little tricky sometimes. Sometimes when you do it this way, it's going to take those letters and put it. Oh, it did it right. Sometimes it puts it inside of the circle, and I cannot stand that. Anyways, here we go. That looks okay to me. Now I want to separate the names by using a separator, spacer, whatever you want. And I kind of don't like how that P is getting a little close. So I'm going to double click back to have this editing box, and you see this little slider. I slide it up, it moves it away from the circle a little bit. I'm going to do the same thing with these names just because I did one. I want the rest to look the same. Here's its slider. There we go. That looks good to me. I'm going to put some little dots. Simply draw them by holding down the Shift key and dragging out. Let go of the mouse before you let go of the that didn't work. Alright, so let's delete that, edit, undo. Try again. Shift key, draw it, let go of the mouse, and then let go of that. Then go back to the selector, select it, and fill with blue. And I'm going to duplicate that twice actually, because I need 3 of them. Now I'm going to take one of them and put it in between these names. One, put it in between these names. Oh, that's kind of tight, a tight fit. We'll be doing some spacing in just a moment. Let me move this one closer. Move the little dot. Then we'll take this name and we will move it closer. Move the little dot. And then we can move this dot. And there we go. Now if you want to add another little sentiment, you can do that. Like this one I added the word love. You don't have to. We'll just leave it like this for now. What I do want to do is select these names. 1, hold down the Shift key. 2, hold down the Shift key. Don't let go of the Shift key. Select that name. Then move outside of those little gray boxes and right click and choose Convert to Path. Now you can select this inner circle, the one that you attach the names to. Click Delete and your names stay the same. Now I want to group my colors together to make cutting easier. So I'm going to select Seth's name, hold down my Shift key, select Adam's name, hold down the Shift key, keep holding it while I click on Luke, keep holding it while I click on Mom, then come outside of all those gray boxes and right click, group, and then I want to do the same thing with my blue color. Click on this dot, hold down the Shift, click the next blue dot, then the next blue dot, come outside of the gray box, and click group. And there we have it. It's grouped to print to cut by color. And if I want to resize it, because it is kind of huge, I select everything. And right now it is an 8 by 8 approximately. I can slide it in and change the size of it to fit my cup or my shirt or whatever I'm putting this on. And there you have it. I told you it was a lot easier than it looked. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll try to help you if I can. Thanks a lot.